Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So I wanted to have a conversation because I did 2 videos and none of them came through. The first one was cut short, and wait, I see a shadow. Hold on, do you see the shadow there? Maybe it's just, okay, no, never mind. Okay, interesting I said that, but okay. Putting that to the side, I did 2 videos. The first one was cut short, and then the second one, the craziest thing occurred. I was actually, okay, so I was talking about, I mentioned Hecate, however you say it. She's a triple goddess. She's a mother, maiden, crone. The way I've been taught to understand her energy, I mean, in terms of what her actual name is and all of that stuff. But how I understand her, she's the mother, maiden, crone. She is that aspect of the divine feminine, whereas all the phases of the feminine come through her. That wasn't, excuse us, we're both still recovering from our cold. Alright, so when in that video, when I had talked about her, I can swear to you that I actually said, okay, that I actually had this conversation out loud, and that I said, maybe there's a triple god energy also. And I went all into that conversation. I mentioned the planets, first I mentioned Mercury, Uranus, and then Neptune. And then I said maybe it has something to do with those planets. I had that whole dialogue. Like I actually said it, okay? I went ahead and watched the video because of the way that it got cut off. I wanted to edit it and see, well, maybe I could just let it all play out the way it is. Or maybe I'm going to have to cut it when I finish a certain part and then just not put the rest of it. When I went to listen to it, I only talked about Hecate. And all I said was, she's a triple goddess. And then I did this. Like, and that's it. And I think I might have said, and that's all about that, or that's all. It was something like that. Whereas I did that, and then I said, so why did I bring up such and such? I just went into this whole other conversation. That part about the triple god did not get conveyed out loud verbally. And yet, had I not recorded it, in my mind, I would have swore that I said those words out loud, but I didn't. So what's interesting is in the previous reading I did, I mentioned stillness speaks. And that's from the Eckhart Tolle book. But stillness speaks. There's something to do with being in that stillness, and that right there was like the perfect example of it. Stillness speaks, but we don't hear it, or it doesn't always manifest out loud in the physical, which is the strangest thing. I mean, how many arguments do you think people have when they think they said something that they didn't actually say out loud? And they swore that they said it out loud. But I did tell you. No, you never said it. Yes, I did. and never knowing that they actually said it, or that they actually didn't say it, but they believe they said it out loud. Listen, I'm just saying the message as it comes through. I wish I knew exactly what that message was trying to tell me right now, other than not everything you think is how it seems. Because that's kind of what it was. So anyway, if there was anything else that was very pertinent, I mean, there was a lot of good, juicy information. It's like I was spilling so much tea in the freaking videos when they do that. It's like it's that kind of interference of just the flow. What is interesting is that I was having I had an experience earlier in the day, and the experience felt to me like a restriction of natural flow. And by that I mean, like, when you are doing something innately creative within you, like playing an instrument, dancing, singing, you're just doing it because you're doing it instinctually or whatever. The issue with training professionally or taking a class or being taught by someone else, the technicalities, the counting, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that kind of stuff, the understanding the technicality of anything, it can become very overwhelming. It can become what's the word? It takes the fun out of it. It takes the fun out of it when you have to learn something that you just want to do the way you do it, or you just want to do something for fun, or you just want to do something without all the thinking about it. You don't want to think. You don't want to learn any techniques. You don't want to learn anything. You just want to do something you want to do because you want to do it, however it comes out. I made a flan, which is like a custard, I think it's called, or something. I had the recipe. I used to make it very well, but for a long time I didn't make the recipe. And I presumed I knew what the ingredients were. I was like, yeah, it was about this and about that and maybe this, maybe that. But just to confirm, I called my sister and I asked her, do you remember? And she was like, I don't remember. It might have been this, it might have been that. So I averaged it out based on what she said and what I thought. I was like, it must be about this. Needless to say, it was a disaster, but it still tasted good. It didn't come out right, it didn't look good, but it tasted delicious. Why did I say that? Prue and Andy, apparently. So Prue and Andy, they used to know each other when they were young. And they had a little romance and they broke up, whatever. And then they find each other again. Only this time, Prue is just now coming into her gifts. She's just now really coming into her powers. And it's kind of new to her. And so Andy, being the detective that he is very curious about her. And it just seems like a coincidence that every time he discovers a crime or something strange in the neighborhood, she's involved. She's there somehow. somehow her name is in the mix. So he doesn't know how she's involved, but he knows she's involved, and that becomes their storyline. Obviously there's more to it, but that's the storyline that came through at this moment in time. And then we have Joey. Who's Joey? Joey is this character from Friends. This divine masculine. Okay, let's get serious for real. All right, so this masculine is becoming very suspicious about this feminine and how she moves. Why is he suspicious of her? She seems to show up in the most unsuspecting places. He seems to be not knowing how to read her. She's not always available. There always seems to be something going on that just doesn't add up for him. He can't make sense of it. And then there's Joey. Joey is a loyal friend, but he is a player. So I don't know if Divine Feminine, you're masculine. Maybe this kind of behavior on your part is making them think that they should go into their player ways. Or maybe it's making them want to. There was a point in Joey's storyline where he wanted a commitment, and he truly fell in love with Rachel, who was one of his best friends. So it's like, I'm feeling like he's seeing you now as one of his best friends. He feels very close to you. And this isn't like, oh, you're just a friend. This is appreciating that you are a friend to him. He was under some kind of illusion or confusion, uncertainty, or maybe just unaware about this. It's possible he's discovering his starseed. It's possible he's discovering information about the draconian starseed. He's realizing, or you're realizing, mind matters. So that was a massive epiphany for me, just so you know. Like, had I not seen that video, I would have gone thinking that in that little thing that I mentioned, I had a full conversation. I had half of that conversation, whereas I thought I had a full conversation. So what is that phenomena? Where was I? And why was it so real, so vivid? Like, when you're recording, you can see yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing yourself doing something, and yet you're not. When you replay and it's not there, like a whole section, now either my phone is tapped, okay, or it's got some kind of like woo-woo wackiness going on that just to, make somebody think they're going crazy, because I swear I did talk about it. So mind matters. Mind matters. Something else that I did mention, how chatty the mind is, how convoluted, how loud, how noisy, how the day has been. Just a lot of energy. It might be that my own interaction in the physical reality with other people, and then coming home and letting that kind of like simmer down, quiet down. Maybe that affected, maybe, but I do know that, hold on. What is it? The moon is in Scorpio, right? Yes. Mercury's in Libra. Yes, Mercury's in Libra also, along with the Sun and however many other planets. Life Path 5. The number 5 is definitely significant. In the previous video, Maroon 5, the song She Will Be Loved came out. How does it go? I don't mind spending every day out in the cold in the